Our very own favorite, Yellowstone Season 5 is all set to return to our screens before we know it, but this time with some bigger surprises in store for the Yellowstone universe. Ever since the Season 4 finale, fans have been antsy about what's next, and now that Season 5 peeks behind the curtain, they're clearly over the moon. Here's a little spoiler. Jaime's secret weapon changes everything this season, but what's that? Let's hop right in. First of all, anticipation for the premiere of Yellowstone Season 5 is palpable among fans. Yup, the Yellowstone prequel has a hefty amount of eyeballs, and so the fans now only see things getting more intense this upcoming season. We're all readier than ever to binge watch and experience the multiple spin-offs that await. November is approaching, and so is the release of Yellowstone Season 5. Yup, you heard that right. But many questions remain while the season is put together, and fans wait for the November release. Let's admit, Jaime Dutton's storyline is the talk of the town for now. Well, isn't that pretty obvious? Nobody is entirely sure what Jon's adopted son will encounter, but given the recent shift toward a more political orientation, things might as well complicate altogether between the two. We can't be sure about that either though. In the meantime, we see fans talking about Jaime and his likely future in Season 5 on the Yellowstone subreddit, super actively. Of course, no denying that it's beyond challenging to remain speculative. Many users go on predicting the show's future. A fan who goes by sympathizing with Jaime says he does a lot for his family. This sparked the excitement of other viewers, who began to express their opinions about Season 5 and the tragic Jon Dutton's son. But the worst part is, Yellowstone never shies away from carrying out extreme measures, like murdering a character. And if you're a true Yellowstone fan, you can imagine how hard it is to predict what's to come. Fun fact, many fans think they do. Next up, what's the secret weapon Jaime has that has shaken up the internet? Ever since we've heard about the secret weapon Jaime happens to have this season, we can't keep calm, for real. Could this mean Jaime could have the upper hand now? That's exactly what we've been impatient about. But before we delve into the straight up answers, let's take a look at what happened in previous seasons of the hit series. First up, let's take a quick recap on Christina and Jaime's relationship. Real fans can recall Jaime's affinity with Christina right from the first season. The pair formed a romance in no time, but Christina was never okay with Jaime's relationship with his father, Jon, played by Kevin Costner. And after she successfully split them up, she revealed her pregnancy. But then we saw she had a request for Jon, if only he wished to be a part of this. Jaime initially chose to stay with his father, Jon Dutton, just what was expected of him. But we all know how that turned out. Things between the father-son duo drastically changed as he learned that Jon wasn't his biological father in the first place. Later, we meet the newcomer, their yet unnamed baby, throughout the previous season. Little did we know that he was to alter Jaime's game in the following season. Yes, you were correct to guess. The secret weapon we've been discussing is Jaime's very own son. Coming to Beth, what can we expect Season 5 to have in store for her? Looking back at the Yellowstone Season 4 finale, we saw how Beth tricked Jaime into killing his biological father, Garrett, and was quick to obtain video proof of the incident, just to get complete control over Jaime. Judging from this, it's pretty obvious that Beth won't stop torturing her brother. By the end of Season 4, we can see Jaime look like a wounded animal. It's safe to say that if Beth keeps pressuring him in Season 5, he might grow desperate enough to use his secret weapon, his son that he's been hiding. It's that simple. Jaime and Christina's son, the youngest Dutton in Yellowstone, is significant to the 7-generation Yellowstone Dutton Ranch, frankly for a whole bunch of reasons. Let's put it this way, Casey and Monica's son, and Tate and Jaime's kid are now the only 7th-generation Duttons. Of course, they're to stand for the heritage that Dutton has left behind. Now on to possibly the most interesting part. The way Beth responds to the news that Jaime has a kid will also be intriguing to see. We simply can't wait for that. After all, it's Jaime who unintentionally caused Beth's inability to have her own children. Now for Jaime's son. Could he possibly turn the tide for Jaime in Season 5? Just what we've been waiting to know. If you've been following up, you know that Jaime desires his family's approval more than anything else in the world. If there could be one chance for Jaime to earn Jon and Beth's respect, that has to be by revealing his secret son. Perhaps that could be the key to him earning their love too. Who knows? And when it's about Jon Dutton, literally everything he does is to preserve preserve his legacy. Yep, he never regards Jamie as his biological son and never treats him as such. We agree, but a new grandson could mean things take a turn. This might just be what everyone on the ranch needs, a new baby. It could even help Jamie start atoning for what he did to Beth in certain ways. Well, that's a different story, but just in case you're curious, Beth might be eager to care for a child who's genuinely connected to her. Yes, there is a chance that the baby will bring the Duttons closer together, even if that means Jamie's using his son for selfish reasons. For a good part though, we're sure Tate would be delighted about finally getting a cousin or partner, and Casey would adore getting a new nephew, right? But if Jamie's son were to grow up in the Dutton family, it'll come at a cost. Up next, will Christina stand a chance against the Duttons? Let's look at another lead role, Christina, the baby's mother. What we know for sure is she won't approve of Jamie using her son in any way for the Duttons. No, seriously, never. So we can guess that the character would die in the impending season. Yeah, things can go ugly in Yellowstone real quick, so it's best to prepare for the worst beforehand. After all, the Yellowstone Season 4 finale did have a foreshadowing of death and betrayal in the family through Casey's visions. That said, the only chance Jamie ever has to see his child is to comply with Christine's final notice: leave John Dutton or forfeit the baby's custody. Here's another thing. While Yellowstone Season 4 ended with Christina and the Duttons unaware of Jamie's baby, and Christina unaware that Jamie killed Garrett, and that Beth and John essentially own Jamie's life, we're sure these secrets will eventually come to light, and quite naturally, they can't remain undiscovered for very long. If we speak factually, yes, Christina is way more intelligent than Jamie, and resourceful in her own right, but if Beth and John just decide to take Christina's baby against her will, she has little chance of winning the battle. In Season 5, Jamie might succeed in getting what he wants, but only at the expense of yet another family member. We can see that right off the bat, right? Finally, the Dutton Ranch may not survive in Season 5. Yellowstone appears to drop hints. With the new season forthcoming, fans can't help but wonder what the future of Yellowstone plans to bring. Now here's an assumption that's been around. The title of the Yellowstone Season 5 premiere episode, 100 Years is Nothing, might be alluding to the Yellowstone Dutton Ranch's eventual demise. Could that mean no more of the Dutton family we've been hooked to for the previous years? We've seen Beth disclosing the name in recent days, but it might be a testament to the Duttons' incredible perseverance in maintaining their ownership of their property more than a century after they first staked a claim to it. On the flip side, 100 Years is Nothing could also be a reference to long ago native laws, which date back to thousands of years before the United States westward expansion. Which side of the coin to look at? No idea, honestly. All we can do is wait. But should we hope for the best or the worst? Nobody knows. In fact, the title 100 Years is Nothing might just as easily be a quote from the fiery Angela. The brief history of the Yellowstone Dutton Ranch, which literally came a century ago, pales in comparison to the tens of thousands of years that the inhabitants of Broken Rock have been custodians of the land. Well, yes, possibly the Duttons can lose this battle in a lot of different ways, but while they continue to be Paradise Valley's de facto overlords, the Duttons find that the 5th season of Yellowstone is actually working against them. And that's pretty much it for today. Do you think the Duttons will survive in the upcoming season? Let us know in the comments section. Until next time, bye.